Indoor vegetable garden inspiration. G'day folks, it's Greg here from Small Space Produce, and as you know, we like to fill small spaces to grow wonderful things, and we like doing unique things, ornamental things, things that people haven't thought of before. Step in this little bench over here. I'm not sure you can call it a bench, but a cabinet that sits in our lounge. It's always had some nice things on top of it, but this beautiful wall behind it, we thought to ourselves, why not turn this right in the middle of our living room or our lounge room into a nice small area to grow some fresh produce. We think that'll be an amazing talking point for people. It'll look fantastic, and we love our baby plants. So what better than bringing them from outdoors to indoors and having them as part of the family? So we're excited to give this a go. I will get some gear together and I'll run you through what the plan is. So a fair bit of thought is gone into how to do this to make it look a little bit unique, to really maximize our space, but also make sure it does successfully grow things. Now, are we saying this will grow as well as having something in a prime position in the garden in the perfect pot? No, look, probably not. Will they grow well enough that we get some produce and they look fantastic? Absolutely they will. I think there's one advantage springing out straight away, and that is that we can still have frosts out here this time of year at the moment, so there's things that really can't go outside and be unsupervised. But here in our lounge room at a beautiful 20 degrees Celsius, there's certainly no risk of frost, and we can control the light as well. And so we should be able to create quite a nice little growing environment here, I reckon, growing produce in one of our favourite ways, in pots and containers, particularly self-watering containers. As you know, those are our favourites. So let me run you through the idea we've got here. It's ambitious. So the first thing that we need, of course, is something that will replicate the sun. Okay, step in one of our grow lights. So this is a 40 watt grow light, so it's got a little bit of oomph, and this will essentially be our indoor sun. It'll also hopefully nicely illuminate those plants and be a really nice little look. And what I'm sort of picturing is, even in the evening time, being able to turn out the lights in here and create a bit of mood, a bit of nice garden mood, by just having the light like moonlight shining on our little babies here in the corner. So I think it's going to look fantastic, fingers crossed. Now the thing is with this light is, even though it comes with brackets and you can hang these from the roof, and that would look quite nice, we want to be able to move it quite easily and also not screw holes in our roof as well. So we wanted to come up with some sort of a unique way to hold this light, but also to be able to adjust the height. So of course you could just step things up, and you might have bricks or bits of wood or whatever you like and just create different heights as you go. But we've come up with something a bit more unique, which we certainly haven't done before, which I'll share with you now. We wanted to create almost like a picture frame, I guess, of produce. So what we're going to do first is we've got ourselves a couple of these little planters, just from the local store. They should be fine. They're self-watering planters. They're about the same width as we measured for the entire bench. And what we're going to do with these is we're going to grow snow peas in these, and obviously they need a trellis to climb on. So we've also found some little trellises, and we're going to hopefully place them in there, let the snow peas grow up the side, and the trellis will also be our holder for the light. So the hope is, and this will be quite hard to explain, but with one of them on either side, hopefully what we create is a look where the snow peas grow up the sides, the lights across the top, the other produce is in the middle, and you can see that hopefully creates almost like a little frame, I guess, in a way, around the produce that we're growing. We found the trellises quite hard to find because we wanted something that would hold the light as well, but also be nice and sturdy for the snow peas to climb up, and just so we could also shape them back a bit, because all the produce will try and chase the light a little bit, and obviously with snow peas you can sort of adjust them a little bit to where you want them to be. So look, we've gone for these. They're about 1 metre sort of tall, and they've got little prongs in the bottom so we can put them in the sides of the planter. We might just have to do a little bit of tying together depending on where we want the light, but essentially that's what that will create. I'm trying to show you on the white wall there. And of course those are beautiful little slots for us to slot the light into to be able to hopefully be our holder at the same time. So hoping it's going to look really unique and hoping it's going to work. But as we mentioned, we want to bring you along on the journey of everything that we try and hopefully give you some inspiration to do the same thing. So next step for us is to go and plant out these snow peas, pop these together and pop them in. We've already got a series of planters and pots, a number of which we have reviewed. If you'd like to look back on our channel, we've got some really great ones there that we've planned specifically to be inside that would certainly meet your needs. And while you're there, if you wouldn't mind, of course, giving us a quick subscribe. We'd love to keep sharing this stuff with you. And look, if you do anything like this inside, particularly something inspirational and something unique, please share it with us. We'd really appreciate that. You can absolutely hopefully inspire some others, and there might be something that we can have a chat to you about and showcase as well on our little channel. So we're going to go get cracking before we run out of light, get this all set up, then we'll come back and show you what it looks like. All right, folks, this is coming together really nicely. I'm blocking it just a little bit because I don't want to reveal it until it's all done, but we're really happy with it so far. The trellises on either side have worked really well for the snow peas to grow up. Normally when we grow snow peas, we'll do them where they lie, so we plant them, we let them grow. They don't do that well when you transplant them, but in this circumstance, we were being impatient because we wanted to do what we wanted to do. But so far, the trellises have gone well. They're holding the light really nicely. I did make one rookie error, and I've got to share that with you too. It's all about the whole journey. Is the self-watering pots I got do not have indicators, and when you're indoors you want water indicators, so that way of course you can judge where the water is so it doesn't leak. So we've taken protective measures and put a nice see-through plastic cover down on the bench, but do as I say, not as I do, and get yourself some nice self-watering planters with indicators. Work much, much better inside. But coming together really nicely and really pleasingly, it looks like there's a little bit of room in front of the snow peas as well, so we can plant a few things there too and actually jungle this up a little bit. So we're going to go choose some pots, put the rest here and show you what it looks like. All right, folks, here it is in all its glory, and we're very, very happy with it. Very neat, very tidy. So you're not quite sure what actually stays here, and I'm not sure if with this video that's flaring a bit. It's it's obviously quite a bright light. We've probably got the light one too high at the moment. We'll probably bring that down a bit just to help the plants sort of start growing a little bit, and remembering of course the plants may chase the light a little bit, so we might need to turn the pots a bit or readjust the light a bit. I mean, probably ideally you've got two lights in here, but we didn't want it to be too bright. And what we really hoped with this back wall is, as we said earlier, we want this to be partly ornamental. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to just turn that light a bit so it becomes more like a sort of backlit a backlit setup, so it just looks really nice, and we can move the plants and do what we need to. A little bit of extra due diligence to make it look nice is fantastic, but I can't tell you how that shaped the look of this at the moment, so I'll get a few close-up shots and show you sort of what we've done in a moment. But essentially we have got some snow peas there growing on either side, and beautifully there is a bit of room in front of those pots, so we might be able to plant maybe some spinach or something in there. Some kale over here just so you can chop a few fresh bits when you need them. The zucchini, I'm going to try and keep him trimmed and quite unique and maybe just grow like one zucchini at a time as a bit of a talking point. A tomato at the back, which is the same thing. We want to sort of manage him a little bit and make him look nice and not too big. The phoenix vine planter here, which we've done a review on, that we really like. He's a bit of a centerpiece in there and very unique. It's got a capsicum in there. Chili at the back for a bit of colour and a bit of a tree look and a bit of life. Cabbage here, again, just something short and fat and something a bit more unique. Some broccolini over here, again, to give a few more different shapes. And then, of course, our snow peas on the other side. So I'll get a few close-up shots of this, but as this all sort of grows, and as you can imagine, the snow peas are going to grow much quicker. So they're going to fill up all these bits here on the sides, and I think that'll look really fantastic. So that sort of crawling up to the light and with the light there, it's going to create almost like a picture frame that sort of covers the things below that. So look, I'm really happy with it, really excited with how it's going to go, and we'll sort of chop and change the plants a bit. We might have some others outside we bring in for a bit and swap and change, or we might have a certain occasion we want to bring some strawberry planters in and make it look amazing. That's the beauty of something like this, and the beauty of self-watering planters is you really can move them, chop, change them. If one isn't doing well, take it outside, bring a different one in. If it's going to be a frost, bring something else in. You can really do a heap. That versatility and that mobility of having self-watering planters is a real benefit. And thankfully, all of these have got water indicators, except for my two outside ones, as I mentioned earlier. So it should be really quite easy to manage, and it's going to be a fantastic talking point here in our lounge room. So folks, that has come together really well, and I hope it's maybe inspired you to try something a bit different. If you do try something like this, please do share it with us. We'd really love to see it. I hope that light hasn't really blown out the camera. We didn't want to sort of turn it down and ruin the beauty in what we see in front of us here. But this has been Greg from Small Space Produce, and this has been Indoor Vegetable Garden Inspiration.